weekend. Yes, the time when us wives and girlfriends can meet and talk about love, relationships and handbags, with a little bit of football thrown in for good measure. But to be honest, my husband Jason the other night started talking about the offside rule. I didn't know whether to give him a red card or a black eye. And on today's show, we're meeting a wag that's more than upfront about her love of footballers. Yes, she's dating the gorgeous Peterborough player, Tommy Williams. It's Nicola McLean. Welcome, Nicola.
Oh, thank you.
To Wag's World. So lovely to have you here.
Thank you for having me.
And can I ask you, have you seen any of the Wag's World?
I sure have. Of course I have. I watch you every week.
You watch them every week? I
Yes.
love her already.
I've seen the Danielle Lloyd one a couple of weeks back.
Oh, right, yeah. What did you think of that one?
I thought she was quite dull, to be honest. I did.
Oh,
Yeah, I did. I can
you?
see why she kind of moves footballers to footballers, because they don't want to stay with her, probably.
I thought that was one of my
very-
better shows.
She's very pretty, but she's quite dull. Yeah, she takes a better picture, I think, than she does.
You didn't like the chat, a bit boring?
Yeah, I thought she was a bit boring. And then you did that thing where she had to meet a couple of boyfriends to be.
Yes,
or
we did
something.
it like a blind date.
Yeah, she didn't have much banter, did she?
Not like you,
Not
Nicola.
like me, of course,
Well,
darling.
you are looking super gorgeous.
Thank you, so
It's a bit
are
of a
you.
battle of the boobs going on
Yeah, but
today's
you've got
show.
yours out today.
I have, actually.
Mine are rather large.
Well, in my lipsy top. But I have to say, gorgeous boobs. I need to know what size are those, because those babies are huge.
Well, I've just had them redone, and they're now a 32G.
You just had them redone?
Yeah, because I had them done before to about a double DE, but I thought after childbirth, let's go again.
What did Tommy think about you having your boobs done again? Was he happy about it?
He wasn't. He was trying to. They're fine as they are, babe. But now he loves them. Now he's over the moon. He's like, oh yeah, they're great, but no bigger, no bigger. They're bigger than his head.
Are
I
we
think.
stopping now?
Well, I've told him I am. But after the next child, I'll go again.
I mean, does he mind Tommy spending money on a bit of surgery? Does he?
He doesn't really have much choice. I just sort of gentle persuasion.
So what, did he put it on the old Tommy credit card? Did he get the old Tommy credit card out?
He did, but I was a bit cheeky actually, because I really wanted them redone, but because they were redone, they were much more expensive than the first time.
Really?
Yeah,
What
they
we're talking?
are. Because they have to whack out the bag and then whack a new one in.
And the new one was quite a big bag, I
Yeah,
reckon.
so they was trying to charge me £7.5 grand, which is quite a lot of money, isn't it?
7.5.
And Tom refused. I have to say, did put his foot down. So I went and found myself a TV show, Channel 5, Help, I've Got a High Maintenance.
How did you just say, I'm going to find myself a TV show?
I just thought, I just thought, right, let me phone a few people and get myself on TV. And if I get myself on TV, then the surgeon will want to do it as a bit of publicity. So,
Perfect.
yeah, so that's what I did. Help, I've Got a High Maintenance Wife, which was all about me being high maintenance, which is true. And I got my boobs done.
Fantastic.
Yeah, like half the price. So
he was he happy
buy one,
with
get one
it?
free.
Buy one, get one free. You don't buy them in Sainsbury's, though, love, let me tell you.
I wish you could.
I wish I could as well. I'd go. I doesn't.
Oh, different sizes.
Well, we've got to go back to the beginning of when you were a wee little girl.
Yes.
So tell me, Nicola, did you have any crushes or love before Tommy came along?
Do you know who I did? And she'll kill me for saying it. I really fancied Peter Andre. Yeah,
Ooh,
massively.
do you want to watch this
She'll
aside?
hate me, won't she? But who cares? She hates everyone anyway, doesn't she? So I won't be the only one.
So you fancied
Yeah, I
Peter
did. I
Andre?
loved him. I used to write Nicola McLean for Peter Andre on my school books. Why am I telling you this?
I can't believe
it.
yeah, good. Keep the champagne
Keep it
coming.
flowing.
Yeah, but that was early days. He had a bit of a bigger nose then and more muscle.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. Mysterious girl.
Mysterious girl, yeah. You liked, oh.
Well, I was only at school
You're going to
then.
get Katie jealous now.
Oh,
you know
well,
that. You know that.
She'll slag me off for years to come. Okay.
So, was there any other sort of loves of your life before Tommy, though?
I had two boyfriends before Tom. Both
good.
of them were not very nice gentlemen,
Yeah, they played about a bit, was it?
I don't know. The first one was a very young thing, 14 to 18. We were engaged to be married. We got engaged when I was 16. No, that's a real pikey thing to do, isn't it? But hey, I did think I'd marry him. So he was the first one. He was all right. He was just very young. Then I got with the second one. Oh, my God, he couldn't have been more jealous and controlling if he tried.
Oh,
but
no,
I think
we don't like that.
No, I think that set me up to have such a good relationship with Tom, because it was not really, he was a nutter, this one. I mean, checking phone calls and if I went to the garage to bloody buy a Diet Coke, he thought I was... I mean, what type of girl do you think I am in the hidden cupboard? Do you know what I mean? Having a quickie.
So how did you get to meet Tommy? How did it come about?
It is a really nice story, actually. I do say so myself.
Oh, romantic, I hope.
Yeah, so he seen me walking down Oxford Street, I think it was, the glamorous street that is, and he recognised me from the paper, although he'll tell you it was his friend that recognised me, but it was so him. And he thought, you know, she's gorgeous, and he'd like to, you know, he thought she's,
I really like her.
she's fab. So he said...
But had he fancied you from looking at the paper?
Oh, we would never admit that. When you know Tommy, he's so laid back, he tries to act, you know. But yeah, of course he did. He sent me fan letters and everything, didn't he?
Bless him.
I'm joking. So he's a pervert. So him and his friend argued of who was going to come over to me, and by the time they'd sorted it out, his friend was going to come over, I'd gone. So,
oh, no.
I know. So in the glamorous location of China White's, his friend, he said to her, she was a journalist, and he said, do you know Nicola McLean, the Page 3 girl? And she said, I do know her, but she's never out on the scene, you know. My friend convinced him. She wasn't my friend at the time, you see, and she convinced him that he should send me a bunch of roses and a note. So anyway, my agent phoned me up and said to me, oh my God, the most amazing bunch of flowers have turned up. It says, hi, I'm Tommy Williams, I play for QPR.
Oh.
I'm not a nutter, just so you can check me out, but I really like the look of you and I'd like to meet you. But I was with the lunatic boyfriend.
Ah, not the one that followed you to the BP garage?
Yes, exactly.
Oh,
and I didn't go. Please hit me. I didn't go. So, literally...
I'm so cross with you.
I know, literally...
You just didn't go to China White?
Just didn't turn up. And he was waiting for me. But it's good. It set the standard, because he was waiting for me.
I mean, hard to get.
Yeah, so about 2 years later, I'd split up with the boyfriend, and I was in another West End club dancing to Britney Spears, and the girl that he knew come over, and we got chatting, and me and her got really friendly, and she said to me, did you ever get flowers from blah blah? And I said, yeah. And she said, you've got to meet him, he's fabulous. And I said, no, I'm off, men. 9 months after that, so it's almost 3 years later, I agreed to go on a date with him. We met at London Zoo, and I knew as soon as I walked up I'd marry him, soon.
What, as soon as you saw him?
As soon as I saw, before he even spoke, I thought, that's it, that's the man, absolutely the man of my dreams, I'll marry him.
And that's 3 months, oh God, he waited
3 years.
3
3
years?
years after you first sent the flowers. Yeah, bizarre, isn't it? 3 years.
And had he been seeing someone else, obviously?
Well, he was in a long-term relationship, but it was very on-off, on-off, on-off. And they'd just split up. Luckily, they'd just split up only about a month before we first went on a date.
Oh, and you went to the zoo?
Yeah, his idea, he took me to London Zoo. That's cute, isn't it? At first, I was like, what's he thinking?
To the zoo?
But, yeah, but it was nice. I remember...
I don't know whether I'd laugh if someone said, go and
I did.
Go to the zoo.
But then what he said is, if we went for lunch, it might have been awkward to sit, you know, you didn't know. Yeah, you know, it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
And if you go out for a night out, you end up getting drunk, and, you know, well, I would have anyway.
So you just walked around the monkeys chatting?
And then we went for lunch after that, and then I was so sad to leave him that first day. Oh, I just
Did you just fall in love with him?
Yeah,
then, the first...
and I'd never believed in all that. I'd never.
And did he feel the same with you?
Yeah, after about 3 dates, that was it. 3 dates, I think, you know.
Did you have a kiss on the first date?
No
kissing?
No kissing, not till the... I think we kissed on the second date, which is really bad, isn't it? But we didn't do the deed for a couple of months.
Didn't do the naughty deed?
No, we didn't do, you know, the full-on. You know, because
he's quite a gentleman.
No, he is a gentleman.
So is he romantic, Tommy?
He is very romantic, I have to say he is. He does all the manly jobs, you know, he does...
Yeah, because you were on a show, we've got to talk about it, Channel 5.
Yeah.
Now, it's called Help.
I've got a
high maintenance wife.
Yeah.
So how did this show come about, and are you high maintenance?
Well, the show...
I've got a feeling you are.
Yeah, I'm ridiculously high maintenance. I do feel sorry. I'm high maintenance in all acts, like in all different aspects, you know. It's not like I'm high maintenance, like, buy me this, buy me that. No, that's not me. But... like I did labour, 18 hours of labour in a full face, like I am now. That's how I gave birth.
What, in full makeup?
Yeah, full makeup.
High five, girl. I like it. I like a new style. Really?
And after about 10...
before, did you know when you were back, obviously, going to labour, did you think, quick, pass me my makeup?
Well, do you know, Tom's never seen me without makeup on, ever. Never, ever, ever.
But he must have in the morning.
No. Because what I
happens?
do, I take my face makeup off at night, and I'm left with these eyes. And then I get up earlier than him because the child, devil child, rises, you know, at some 7 o'clock. So I'm up, yeah, he's good. I
Lovely
get up.
Rocky, he's 2, isn't
yeah,
he?
2. My 2-year-old Rocky, yeah, he gets up at 2. At 2,
I can't believe he's never seen you that
no, never. So I get up before him, quickly whack on a full face, and then he gets up and I'm like this. Yeah, I'm like this 24/7. He's never seen.
What we need to know is when are you getting married? Because
do you know what? I'm going to leave him soon. As much as I love him, I'm going to leave him because he's getting on my nerves. He needs to get his finger out because I'm a nutter. I'm desperate to marry him. I'm desperate.
You really want to marry?
Yeah.
Tommy, if you're watching, come on. Hurry!
And it was the 29th, wasn't it? February, just gone.
Yes. Did you?
No, everyone was saying to me, you can propose to him. Well, he's got more chance of bloody winning the lottery 5 times than me proposing to him. That is a man's job. You know,
I think you don't want to...
No.
You need the man to propose.
Yeah, what am I going to do? Buy my own ring?
Have you talked about
Yeah, we do.
I mean,
It's now turned... I've tried on a million dresses. Do you know who I really admired? I always say her name wrong. Jamelia. Is that how you say it? The singer.
Yeah, the singer.
Who's with Darren Byfield.
Yes. Because they've had a tough time because didn't he have a little...
Yeah, well, apparently had an affair. She's denied it. They all do. You know, who is it to judge? Tom. I'd leave him in an instant, but hey. So Darren and Tom played together at Gillingham, and I remember her baby was something ridiculous, like 5 weeks old, and it was a night game. And she came, no makeup on, looking stunning, with her older daughter and the baby in her arms, and sat and watched the whole game, and then left.
Oh,
and
that's nice to know, actually, because she's a big star.
She's a big star.
Right.
And we met as we was walking to the car park, and I was pregnant, and she was like, how's it going? And I said, yeah, fine, you know, I'm not enjoying... I hated being pregnant, not enjoying it, but it's fine. And she said, how's the hormones been? And I said, fine, actually, yeah, I've been, you know, we haven't had an argument, it's been fine. She went, oh, don't say that around Darren. She went, I was a devil to him, you know? So, and we were laughing. She went, please, Darren was like, please give him some stick, Nick, because I got so much, you know. So she was really nice.
She was really nice.
Yeah.
And anyone that you've met that wasn't so nice you can mention, come on.
I met Posh Spice.
You met Victoria Beckham?
Victoria Beckham.
Oh, how did you... Be honest, because people got very different views on her. What did you think of Victoria?
I was always a massive fan of hers, from afar a fan, you know. I thought she was fabulous.
Like the Spice Girls?
I loved the Spice Girls. I was quite young, you know, loved the Spice Girls, loved it when her and David got together because I am a romantic and I think it all seemed perfect, didn't it? And then I was working in a studio, like big studios, and next door was Victoria Beckham working. I was like, oh my God. And anyway, I've come out to use the toilet and there's this figure standing in a white robe with VB and a big panther through it. And I thought, oh, goodness, you know, come on now. And she was like in a real pose, you know, just standing there, not shooting, standing in the hall, you know. So I thought, oh, Lordy.
So what did you do?
Victoria's standing there in this robe and Brooklyn's there, he was young. And I was dressed as Mrs. Santa Claus, you know, quite a sexy Santa.
Yeah.
Wasn't it?
Were you doing was this a star?
It was a sun shoot. So it wasn't rude, you know. It was, you know, and Brooklyn said to me, it's Santa Claus. Alan, the pot, you know, being quite, you know, as soon as, even if I'm in a bad mood, as soon as Rocky enjoys something, that's me. I'm like, oh, you know, you would, wouldn't you? Because you're mum and you're... No, she completely, you know...
She ignored
and
you.
I was like, it's Mrs. Santa, have you been a good boy? You know, what you do, you know. I've always been good with kids. And he's like, yeah, he's little. And she just was pouting and nose up in the air. I don't know why she thinks that's a good look, because you can see up the nostrils. So, you know, I don't know why she thinks that's a good look. But, you know, she does look fantastic.
She does.
So, you know, I was a bit disappointed in that, because I thought...
let down.
No, have a smile and have a chat. Didn't want to talk to her.
Mrs. Christmas.
Yeah, Mrs. Santa Claus, you know. You'd have thought that, because Brooklyn obviously was excited about Christmas, that she would have got involved, but no, she stayed very much. But then I've heard from other people that she can be fab, so you don't know. But, and then all the allegations.
She was very, I have to say, she was very nice when I met her, but maybe caught her in a bad mood.
Well, I don't think she likes girls. I don't think she would really take kindly to glamour models, will she? She seems to think she's above that, although she did try and be a model herself, so...
In the early days.
Yeah. You know, I don't know.
I love Nicola, you're so outspoken. There's no being about the book.
Well, it's true, isn't it? She was. She did try and model.
Yeah, she did.
You know,
in the early days.
No,
she doesn't want no shots shown, no, I don't think.
Well, I don't blame her with that perm. I wouldn't want any shots shown either.
Perm's coming back, apparently. But, so, darling, we're hoping that you and Tommy are going to now get married, and you're going to do it with us.
Oh, I'd love to. Do you know what? Even the thought of it gets me so... The dress, But do you know what? In all honesty, I would do it without all of that. I just want to say the words to him. I really do.
And you didn't ever want Did you ever think, God, I really want to be a footballer's wife? Or was it anything to do with this WAG thing? Did you just...
I used to go out in London a lot, to the nightclubs, and I used to see these footballers, and I used to think, I will never be with one. Ever. I remember laughing. My friend Cassie Sumner, who was on Wags Boutique.
Oh, yes, I know Cassie.
Who was dating Michael Essien. I remember me and her talking about a very funny story. When I first ever met her, she would come in to do a shoot for The Star, and I was quite established, and she was a new girl. And I was really nice to her, and then she said she was dating a footballer, and I was like, oh, it's so cliche. A page-free girl and a footballer. He played for Gillingham, bizarrely, and then Tom ended up playing with him. And she said, oh, but we've been together a long time. And I was like, I would never date a footballer. And then, obviously, years later, she went to me, oh, do you remember that, Nicola? And I was mortified.
She's starring in Wags Boutique.
I'm sorry. But she's a nice girl. And I did end up dating a footballer. But no, I think the majority of them are not good boys. 90% of them are not. And that's why, to be honest...
You've got a lovely one.
Exactly.
Perfect.
But that is the same as WAGs. You get some nice WAGs, you get some nice footballers. But I think the majority of the footballers they have so much money that they just think they can do what they want and treat their girlfriends how they want.
Well, thanks, Nicola. You've been fabulous today. But you've got to give me one promise. You will do your wedding on Wedding TV.
I do.
I do. Did you hear that, Tommy? She said I do. Oh, it's going to happen.
Soon.
Well, please stay with us for part 2, where we give Nicola such a treat. See you after the break. Welcome back to the second part of the show, and boys, do I hope you're watching, because we're here with the Daily Star at an exclusive double-page spread shoot with the gorgeous Nicola. Let's see what's going down. Nicola, I'm here. Oh, I'll grab that. Hi, darling.
You want it to get messy again, don't you?
We're gonna have a little drink, I think.
I love it.
So you're having all the makeup done, looking good?
Making myself look presentable, you know.
You're looking gorgeous. You've got to start on me in a minute, please. Shall we go and see what you've got to put on?
Let's go.
Probably not very much.
Not today, no. Not a lot.
This is where the shoot's going to be,
yeah,
right?
This is it, all setting up, so it's looking fab.
Oh,
look, bed.
Look, a little bed
a little
for today.
chaise lounge.
A chaise lounge. Oh, the underwear's quite...
Oh, that looks lovely, doesn't it? I like that
pretty?
pink.
Do you know what you're wearing today?
I think I'm wearing this stuff here, so I'll do sort of a different, a few different changes.
Will you do do you usually do a few changes?
Yeah, because it's for a spread and hopefully a cover, so you have to do a few changes.
Do you know if you're going to get the cover shot, or do you just wait to see?
Yeah, you just wait until you're on it, and then you buy it and you're on it, or...
Oh, so you're really excited?
Oh, it's made the cover every time I've done it.
Ooh.
So hopefully this one as well, because if it doesn't, then I'll cry.
I hope so, because we're filming it as well.
Yeah, exactly.
So what does Tommy think of you doing this? Has he ever say, Nick, I don't want because obviously all his teammates are going to see you.
He's really supportive about it. He met me while I was doing it, and then I gave up to have the baby, and I've come back. But no, he's really supportive. He's not a jealous type, so I'm really lucky.
And what about his family members? Do you ever think, oh my God, like Tommy's dad seeing my boobs, or his mum? You know what I mean? I think, oh,
yeah, it's a bit embarrassing, isn't it? But I just listen. That's what I did before I met him, and I make him happy. So I'm sure they're fine with it. My family are fine.
You look wonderful.
Well, darling, I do try.
You do try, darling. Is there anything, Nick, you wouldn't do? I mean, I know you do the topless, but is that as far as it goes?
Double penetration I'd stop at, but
It's a family show, Nicola. Sorry.
No, I've never done any nude or anything. Yeah, just,
just a topless.
Page-free girl, I've never done anything rude.
Because we spoke before, you went out to Hugh Hefner's place in LA, but they do a lot of the
They do the full-on nude.
Monty.
Yeah, I've never done anything like that, just topless for the Star and whatever, and now moving more to underwear and things like that. Now I'm a mummy, but I've never done anything rude. I'm quite happy to have been known as a page-free girl. It was
You're
great.
Very proud of it.
Yeah, it was great. It was really, I've done it for years. I first shot with Jeannie, who I'm shooting with today, when I was 16. So
really,
yeah.
I mean, say if you go to the football matches, do people know and shout things?
Yeah,
do they recognise you?
Yeah, you will get it, but most people are quite nice. The men are usually quite shy, actually. So if you act a bit bolder with them, they're quite shy. So if someone just shouts, "Oi, Nicola," you just go, "Hi," and then they just sort of don't say anything more. They're a bit embarrassed.
So, Nick, do you get nervous ever before a shoot?
I don't get nervous. No, I mean I've been modelling since I was 16. I'm now, 23. No, I don't get nervous. It's just, you know, I've worked with Jeannie so many times now. No, you know, it's just one of those things. I'm just used to it. And, you know, yeah, you might feel a little self-conscious, especially after I had the baby, but no, it's all good and I enjoy it.
When you came back from having lovely little Rocky, did you feel quite self-conscious with your body? Did you go mad and think, right, I'm back to the gym straight away, got to get back in my jeans, got to look good in the underwear? Were you like that?
I wasn't nervous coming back after I had Rocky. I lost the weight pretty quickly. You know, I was already, you know, back to my sort of thinnest when I got asked for the Star to do it. So I was nervous to shoot for the first time, but only for minutes. And then as soon as I seen Jeannie again and she made me feel relaxed, and then I was absolutely fine. It's like, you know, I suppose like anything, when you haven't done something for quite a while, you feel initially a bit nervous, but I was fine. And as I say, I'd lost the weight. So I lost the weight after about 3 months of having Rocky. I really went for it. So, you know, I was back to my weight anyway, so it was okay.
Because today you're working with the one and only Jeannie Savage, who I know, photographed me a few years back, but is wonderful, you know, looks after Danielle Lloyd, makes you all look fantastic.
She's the best photographer that you could work with, Jeannie. She's really, really good, and she, you know, she's so quick as well. You know, you go in for a studio shoot and some people take 10 hours and there's really no need to. Jeannie will have it done and you look amazing, and you know, she puts you at ease and you feel, I think you feel comfortable when it's a woman as well. Do you know what I mean?
I think
yeah, she's
so.
Brilliant. It's like home, very homely here in the studio, and we, you know, as I've known them for years, and the makeup team and everything, so it's brilliant.
It's good. Well, this is the bit we've all been waiting for, where it's all going to come off. So we're going to see Nicola in action. All right, Nick, ready to go?
Let's go.
Nicola, my word, you look amazing. How is it going?
Yeah, it's gone well. It's gone good.
Are you happy so far with the pictures?
Yeah, they look nice, so we'll wait and see what they look like in the paper. They look nice, yeah.
So fingers, you know, crossed, you've got sort of like front page and double page is what you're hoping for.
Yeah, that'd be the best outcome for today. So.
And you're very brave, may I say. Is it cold?
No, it's all right. I think it's just, you know, they're always out, so they get excited at the attention.
Well, Nick, you look amazing.
Thank you.
And thank you so much for doing this for us.
Oh, that's all right. Give people an insight of a working mother.
Well, yeah, working mum. Oh.
Thanks for coming.
And thanks for having us,
You're
Nicola. Wow, what a show. I bet all you boys need a cold shower now. I know I do. Anyway, join me next week for more of Wag's World. See you then. So Cassie, I need to know more about these men, okay? Because all these celebrities, you know what they're like. They want to know about them. Russell Brand, because obviously it's quite well publicised. He's a sex addict, isn't it? Was he a bit rampant?
As soon as I was his girlfriend, like, I committed to him, and I thought he committed to me too. Like, 2 months into the relationship, he cheats on me. And I wouldn't believe everything you read.
James Hewitt?
No, we didn't have a relationship.
I have to say, my mum loves him.